The UK prison system, a place of confinement and consequence, holds a grim fascination for those on the outside. It's a world that many of us will never experience firsthand, yet it looms large in our collective imagination. The imposing structures, the barbed wire, and the watchtowers all serve as stark reminders of the boundaries between freedom and incarceration. We hear whispers of harsh realities, of lives confined to cold cells and regimented routines. The daily grind within these walls is relentless, with every moment dictated by strict schedules and unyielding rules. The cells, often small and sparsely furnished, become the entirety of an inmate's world, a constant reminder of their loss of freedom. It's a world shrouded in secrecy, glimpsed through news reports of riots and scandals. These incidents, while sensational, only scratch the surface of the complex and often hidden dynamics at play. The media's portrayal can be both a window and a barrier, offering glimpses but rarely the full picture. Yet within those walls, a complex ecosystem exists. It's a society within a society where every individual has a role to play. The prison yard, the cafeteria, and the common areas become stages for interactions that mirror those in the outside world, albeit under much stricter conditions. It's a microcosm of society with its own hierarchy, codes of conduct, and struggles for power. Gangs and alliances form, rules are established, and a delicate balance is maintained. The power dynamics can be as intricate and fraught as those in any corporate boardroom or political arena. While some inmates succumb to despair and violence, others cling to hope, seeking redemption and a chance to rebuild their lives. Solitary confinement, often used as a punishment, can break the spirit, but rehabilitation programs offer a lifeline. These programs, ranging from education to vocational training, aim to equip inmates with the skills they need to reintegrate into society. The reality of prison life in the UK is far from black and white. It's a place where the lines between right and wrong, hope and despair are constantly blurred. Guards patrol the corridors, maintaining order, while inmates find solace in small acts of normalcy, like reading or working in the prison workshop. It's a tapestry woven from threads of despair and resilience, cruelty and compassion, punishment, and ultimately the potential for rehabilitation. Counseling sessions, educational classes, and chapel services provide opportunities for growth and reflection, offering inmates a chance to change their narratives. This article aims to pull back the curtain on this often misunderstood world, exploring both its darkest corners and the glimmers of hope that shine through. By delving into the daily lives of inmates and the efforts made towards reform, we hope to provide a more nuanced understanding of what it means to live behind bars in the UK. The journey through this hidden world reveals not just the challenges, but also the enduring human spirit that persists even in the most trying circumstances. Overcrowding casts a long shadow over the UK prison system. The issue of overcrowding is not just a matter of numbers, it's a matter of human dignity and safety. When too many people are crammed into spaces designed for far fewer, the consequences are dire and far-reaching. Cells designed for one often house two, sometimes even three inmates. This severe overcrowding leads to a lack of basic amenities and forces inmates to live in conditions that are not only uncomfortable but also inhumane. The lack of space means that inmates have to share beds or sleep on the floor, further degrading their quality of life. Personal space becomes a luxury, privacy a distant memory. In such cramped conditions, every movement is monitored and every action is scrutinized. The lack of privacy can lead to heightened stress and anxiety, making it difficult for inmates to maintain their mental well-being. Tensions simmer, fueled by boredom, frustration, and the constant pressure cooker atmosphere. The lack of meaningful activities and opportunities for personal growth exacerbates these feelings, leading to a volatile environment where conflicts can easily erupt. Violence, both physical and psychological, thrives in this environment. Inmates often resort to aggression as a means of coping with their surroundings, leading to frequent altercations and a pervasive sense of fear. Gangs exert their influence, perpetuating a cycle of fear and intimidation. These groups often control the flow of contraband and enforce their own rules, making it difficult for inmates to escape their grasp. Drugs find their way inside, offering temporary escape but exacerbating existing problems. Substance abuse becomes a coping mechanism for many, leading to addiction and further complicating the already dire situation. For vulnerable inmates, prison can become a living nightmare. Those who are unable to defend themselves or who suffer from mental health issues are often targeted by more dominant inmates, leading to a cycle of abuse and victimization. Mental health issues are rife, often exacerbated by the stress of confinement and lack of adequate support. The prison environment is not conducive to mental health recovery, and many inmates find their conditions worsening over time. Suicide rates are alarmingly high, a stark reminder of the human cost of a system struggling to cope. The lack of mental health resources and the overwhelming stress of prison life drive many to take their own lives, leaving a trail of tragedy in their wake. For those who enter prison with existing mental health conditions, the experience can be profoundly damaging. The lack of proper care and the harsh conditions can lead to a rapid decline in their mental state, making rehabilitation and reintegration into society even more challenging. Despite these challenges, glimmers of hope do exist within the UK prison system. Education and vocational training programs offer inmates a chance to acquire new skills, boosting their employability upon release. These programs provide not only practical knowledge, but also a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Rehabilitation programs, though often underfunded and oversubscribed, aim to address the root causes of criminal behavior. From anger management to substance abuse treatment, these programs offer a lifeline to those willing to change. Success stories, while not always widespread, demonstrate the transformative power of rehabilitation. Some prisons foster a culture of creativity and self-expression. Art therapy, music workshops, and drama groups provide outlets for emotions, fostering self-esteem and communication skills. These initiatives highlight the human potential that exists even within the confines of prison walls. The UK justice system utilises a wide range of prison sentences tailored to the severity of the crime committed. This system is designed to ensure that justice is served in a manner that is both fair and proportionate. The goal is to balance the need for public safety with the rights of the individual, taking into account the nature of the offence and the circumstances surrounding it. Minor offences such as petty theft or vandalism may result in community service or short-term sentences. These sentences are intended to provide a form of punishment that is appropriate for the crime, while also offering the offender an opportunity to make amends and reintegrate into society. Community service, for example, allows offenders to contribute positively to their communities, while short-term sentences serve as a deterrent without causing long-term disruption to the offender's life. More serious crimes like assault or drug trafficking carry significantly longer sentences. These sentences reflect the greater harm caused by these offences and the need to protect the public from individuals who pose a significant risk. In addition to imprisonment, offenders may also face other penalties such as fines or probation, depending on the specifics of their case. For the most serious offences, such as murder or terrorism, life imprisonment is a possibility. These sentences are reserved for crimes that have caused the most severe harm and where the offender is deemed to pose a continuing threat to society. Life imprisonment ensures that these individuals are removed from the community for an extended period, providing a sense of justice and closure for the victims and their families. The length of a life sentence can vary, with judges setting a minimum term to be served before parole eligibility. This allows for some flexibility in the justice system, acknowledging that individuals can change and that some may be rehabilitated over time. However, the decision to grant parole is not taken lightly and involves a thorough assessment of the offender's behavior and risk to the public. The use of life sentences, particularly for young offenders, remains a subject of debate. Critics argue that young people have a greater capacity for change and rehabilitation, and that life sentences can be disproportionately harsh. Supporters, on the other hand, believe that the severity of the crime should be the primary consideration, regardless of the offender's age. This ongoing debate highlights the complexities and challenges of creating a fair and effective justice system. Sentencing guidelines aim to ensure consistency and fairness, but individual circumstances and mitigating factors can influence the final judgment. Judges must consider a range of factors, including the offender's background, the impact on the victims, and any expressions of remorse. This individualized approach helps to ensure that each case is judged on its own merits rather than applying a one-size-fits-all solution. The role of rehabilitation versus punishment in sentencing is a complex and evolving issue within the UK justice system. While punishment serves to hold offenders accountable and deter future crimes, rehabilitation focuses on helping offenders to change their behavior and reintegrate into society. Programs such as education, vocational training, and therapy are designed to address the underlying issues that contribute to criminal behavior, with the ultimate goal of reducing recidivism and promoting public safety. The balance between these two approaches continues to be a topic of discussion and reform within the justice system.